Well, good morning. I am going to make a very quick and easy instant pot rice porridge, aka congee. I have a friend who is a bit under the weather today, so I suggested to her that she make an instant pot rice porridge, and she wanted the recipe. So I'm going to show you the easiest one you could possibly do if you have the ingredients ready. So I'm going to use 1 serving cup of uncooked jasmine rice. And now I'm not even going to bother washing it. Usually you wash rice before you put rice in the rice cooker to get the starch out. But in this case, we actually want the starch. So I'm not even going to wash it, by the way. I got this rice from Costco. So there you go. I'm going to put a couple of washed and cut up large stalks of celery. And it doesn't really matter as long as they're clean and don't have dirt on them. And now the secret ingredient, and it's going to take absolutely no flavoring, is a frozen ham bone. So this came out the freezer. It was in a bag, but this is a ham bone that basically came from one of those spiral hams that you have at Easter, and you can't finish the whole thing. Well, I just put it inside a Ziploc bag and froze it. So it's been knocking around my freezer for a bit. And then I'm going to just use 4 cups of water. Now, I don't exactly know how much water I need, so I'm going to use Archimedes principle, because the bone needs to really, ideally you want to cover the rice, which you have done, but the bone is so big it's going to stick out. So what you can do, if you put in too much water, then your rice porridge will be watery. If you don't put enough, then it will be sticky. But you can always adjust. You can thin it out by adding more water, or you can thicken it up by adding cornstarch. I don't really want to do that, so what I'm going to do is add another 2 cups, and this is purely because of Archimedes principle. So that's 6 cups of water, 1 giant ham bone, and 1 cup of unwashed rice. So I'm going to put that on, put the lid on. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to press pressure cook, but I'm going to increase the time. So I'm going to make that like 55 minutes, or maybe I'll make it 59 just to be funny. On high pressure, and then just let that click, start, and it will start building pressure. There you go. I'll come back in 59 plus minutes. Okay guys, it's already hit 59 minutes, and it's had 8 minutes of a keep warm natural release. So let's do the remaining quick release here. And it's actually going to take a long time to depressurize because the pot was so full. So we're going to take a look and then see whether we need to add more liquid or take the bone out. If the meat has fallen off the bone, that will be a very good result. So terrible. I've used it so much that the label has fallen off. So it's taken a whole minute to depressurize because there's so much content inside the pot. Oh, bloody hell. Almost 2 minutes to depressurize. That's crazy. Yeah, 2 minutes. Wait for the pin to drop. Yep. Now, so it's not actually that bad. So what we're going to do is take a look at the consistency, and the consistency is pretty good. It's very soupy. So I'm going to remove all of the celery because we don't need it. It's too bad I didn't have any carrot because that would have added a really nice taste. But look at the meat, it's falling off the bone. So I'm actually going to take the bone out, shred the meat off. That can go back into the soup, and then any sort of like hard bits of tendon or bones that have broken off, I'm going to discard them. So basically there's no need to even do any flavoring or add any stock to this, because this bone created its own stock, which is simply amazing. So let me do that. Okay, so I finished taking the meat off of this bone. So you can see I discarded also the celery. This ham had also been roasted in the oven, so I cut off any burnt bits. And then this is the meat that's come off the bone, and that doesn't even include the meat that fell off during the cooking process. And how we can tell that it's really cooked is, look at this bone here. It's dry and all the meat's fallen off. And even, I'm going to use my hands here, even better is you can see there's no bone marrow. So all of that has come into the soup and is going to make that a delicious rice porridge. So basically, if you're sick, this is a very easy way to get some lovely nutrition in, and it really helps build up your immune system. Yeah, just a shame we didn't have any carrots, but this ham is already salty, so we don't need to add anything to it. I'm going to put that back in the pot. So I added all that meat back into the pot after I shredded it, and I did actually also add another 2 cups of water just to thin it out a little bit because it was quite thick. So you'll see this has now got tons of nutrients in it. It's got all the flavor from the veg, and you know, it's just a lovely comforting food that you can have on a winter's day. And there you go, rice porridge in the Instant Pot with leftover ham bone. Delicious.